Hi everyone. This week we've got Lee on the show. He's a returning guest. We're going to be talking about professional property marketing, and I know you've been on the show before, Lee, but it'd be good to just get a quick introduction for anybody else who hasn't seen the first interview. So, quick introduction from you, please.
Yeah, so Lee Wainwright, the CEO of Focal Agent. We do visual content for estate agents, floor plans, photography, videos, 360 tours, virtual tours. But my background is in estate agency, 30 years, number of different estate agency businesses all over the UK. Started off like every good agent does as a neg and worked my way through. And thoroughly get the tribes and tribulations of being an estate agent in 2022.
Wicked. So my first question for you, Lee, is on how does professional property marketing sell homes 48% faster?
Great question. We're really proud of that stat that we were able to get out of a split test. Properties, and we're talking 3,500 properties in the test, properties with professional marketing versus properties without. Those with professional marketing sell 48% faster. And I think what we really understand is how visual content plays its part in the most viewed property traffic. It's in the portals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what professional marketing does is just supports the journey the consumer goes through. So the first thing you do is you put in your 3 bedrooms in Worcestershire up to £500,000, and you've got this aggregated view of properties. You only see 1, maybe 3 photos in the portals at that stage, and those photos really matter to win you the click. So the first thing that we always talk to our customers about is that professional photography makes a big difference to getting that first click. But then what happens is you've got the consumer exploring properties they're interested in, and the engagement that consumer gets from floor plans, property videos, 360 tours, that really allows them to explore a property, to build their interest and to build their excitement, and it increases the number of leads that agencies get. And it's just that really simple. If you get more people clicking on the property, if you get more people genuinely interested in the property, genuinely excited when they then capture the agent, you can logically see why properties are going to be quicker to find a buyer than properties without professional marketing content.
No, I totally see that, Lee. I saw another interesting stat that I want to ask you on that you promote, which is why are properties 31% more likely to sell?
Yeah, so there's a really diverse answer to this. Mm-hmm. So one of the big ones is that they're less likely to withdraw. And you know what happens? You fight really hard to win an instruction. The seller's got a bit of emotional remorse. Somebody goes round with a pretty crappy camera, takes some pretty crappy photos, and you can lose an instruction pretty easily. Mm-hmm. That engagement that the professional photographer comes along, gets their tripod out, it generates real value for the home seller. Mm-hmm. When they get their first batch of photos, they feel like a really good positive statement about the agent that they've chosen and the way that they want their property marketed. So we see that there's real value within that part of the process.
You're starting on the right foot.
Yeah, you created that right first impression after the customer's agreed to pay you your fee. Mm-hmm. And technology's moved on, and I absolutely get the point for getting your phone out your pocket and taking some photos from a speed perspective. But in terms of how your vendor wants to feel, that's they've just trusted you to sell their most valuable asset, and the professional photographer coming around that's got a lot of perceived value. I know you had a little one not so long ago. You'll have had the family photos. You know how much that costs. That professional photography experience is expensive. A wedding photographer, it's expensive. When that professional photographer comes round your house to capture that content, there's massive perceived value.
Yeah,
but what you've also then got is the impact of that content in the portal arena. It's just great customer experience, and in a digital world where information should be available at your fingertips, giving people that transparency, giving people that information about a decision they're going to make to either view or not view that property makes a big difference in the consumer journeys.
I think that's a great answer, Lee. And my final question is more of a simple one, but it might have a difficult answer for you, which is video tours for the property or virtual tours?
To answer the question, I need to do two things. So I need to disseminate the difference between the environment and then the engagement, because your immersive, engaging content on the portals is different to anything that you might share in a social environment. You know, you've got the old standard, portrait landscape debate. Actually on the portals, it's different to what you want to really to look sharp and professional in social medias environments. So for me, the answer is you need both. To think about two opportunities as your estate agency, which is social media and engaging with video content and presenting your properties in new environments that's capturing audience, driving brand engagement, presenting your properties to the passive buyers. That's definitely about short form video and 15-20 second property videos that can really capture the imagination. Actually, what we find in the portal environment is that you've got a consumer that's interested in the property and presenting them with information that's, for me, that 360 tour, it's the world's best floor plan. And it just enables you to imagine what the property is going to be like. It is, it is a sexy floor plan that enables you to do some of the things, but you've got to understand the difference between two: social media, brand, audience, lots of eyeballs, portals, engage consumers interested in a product that need information and transparency and to trust your brand. The piece that I think we do better than anybody else in this space is we help people bring their brand to life as well as the property. And it's very easy to watch video or 360 tour and think that was cool, but not know that it was, Darlow's or Dixon's or Connell's or whatever brand of estate agency it might be. So the answer is both: branded properly, understood, used in the right channels, and that's what we love to do here. We help people use the right visual content solutions for the right consumers, for the right brand goals that they have, and we really do focus on enabling agents to win.
Thank you, Lee. And I love the world's best floor plan. It's so true, because you can pull it apart, you can see it, you can move it. It's just it's a genius way of wording it, because otherwise you've just got your flat. Here's where that room is. Here's where that room is. To be able to visualize it and see it, but with the video, I totally get what you're saying from the brand perspective. Being able to walk through, be able to see it, to see both. I personally feel like you should have both on every property that you're selling, because it gives the person who's looking at buying a house, the experience is so much better for them than just here's photos and a floor plan.
Yeah, I agree. But what we're also seeing is the benefit to the agent. So I was with the customer last week, and one of the things that they said really reminded me of my time back in the branch. She said that when we use the 360 tool, the bit that I really like is that when a buyer phones me up and says, can I go back and measure curtains? And I tell them that they can do that in the 360 tour. Not only does that feel like I'm doing a better job for the customer, it also means I haven't got to go out and do an extra viewing on a sale that's already taken place. And that's where, when we start to think about the ongoing applications of the 360 tours and the fact that you can measure a window or you can measure a wall where you might want to put a particular item of furniture, it's really easy to see that the future of visual content in a estate agency is much more useful than the guy with the tripod, just impressing the vendor. So look, we're helping a lot of people with a lot of uncertainty at this point in time. Think about the opportunities, the challenges, the threats, the risks, but also the upside. So if anybody wants to ask me any questions, my policy: anyone, anything, anytime. So happy to help, Lee.
Wicked. Lee, thank you so much. I think that's a great way to end everything. And thanks again for coming on the show.
You're welcome, mate.